Flames ripped through a Vestal apartment building, forcing dozens of people out of their homes.
Good evening. First at 5:30, firefighters from across the county converge on Hollybrook Apartments in Vestal to tackle an early morning blaze.
All of the people living in the building off Burris Road managed to escape safely. The cause of the fire is still under investigation right now, but investigators say it may have been a youngster playing with a lighter. The result of all of this is the destruction of 12 apartments and the belongings of those who lived inside. We get details now from NewsTeam 40's Greg Hoadley.
The fire began at one end of the building, a lot of smoke, enough to attract the attention of two workmen in a nearby yard. Tom DiOrio and Paul Verastro made their way into the smoky building to alert the residents.
We just ran in and beat on the doors. We tried to go on the other side, but it was too much smoke. As soon as we opened the door, the smoke come right out.
What
kind of reaction did you get?
Nothing right off. Then when we came back out, people started coming out.
You got the word out, huh?
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Amy Vasquez and her young son heard the shouts and got out just in time.
When we first came out of the building, I turned to my right and the whole wall was just up in, flames. And you could feel the heat, as I walked out the building. It was very hot. So yeah, it was moving pretty good. It's we're lucky that someone ran through the building and said something.
That place was incredible how quickly it went up. The intensity of it and the blackness of it that you couldn't see.
The blaze began at the west end of the building, but there was the wind from the west.
It started in a lower unit in the basement area, and it worked its way up through the walls into the attic area. Once they get into the attic, and then it's off to the races as far as the fire goes.
Once the fire broke through the roof, that wind from the west pushed it along the building through the attic and third floor. The heat and smoke took a toll on the firefighters. Aerial hoses would knock the flames down, only to have them fanned to life again. A major effort went into keeping the blaze from spreading to a neighboring apartment building to the east. After 2 hours, the fire was declared under control. No major injuries have been reported, but the building is destroyed. Greg Hoadley, WICZ, NewsTeam 40, Vestal.
And the Broome County chapter of the Red Cross is giving food and clothes to 18 people burned out of their homes in that fire. 2 of the people are also being provided with emergency shelter. This is the 10th local disaster the Red Cross has helped with this year alone.
There are other volunteers in addition to the Red Cross on the scene. They are volunteer firefighters.
Only Binghamton, Johnson City, and Endicott have paid fire departments. Other communities rely on volunteer forces. April LaMonica continues our team coverage now and talks with some of these volunteers.
Darla Longstead was visiting relatives in a first-floor apartment when the blaze broke out. She says the swift action by firefighters saved her life.
They were right on the scene really quickly, very organized, and they went right to it.
Most of the 80 or so people battling this blaze are volunteers. They're people who do it not because they have to, but because they want to.
It's a good feeling. We don't get paid for it all, but, personal experience, we had a house fire a couple years ago, so I know what it feels like to be these people and lose a lot.
For others, it's in the blood. Some people are carrying on a family tradition.
It's really a real joy to experience the gratitude of your community when you get to help out here and there.
Any man or woman can volunteer for any reason.
A challenge, I guess. I really want to help out with the fire company. I've always had an interest in fire, and I've been doing it for half a year now, so I really like it a lot.
These guys are putting their life on the line every time they step into uniform, and they're not getting paid for it. But before they reach heights like this, there's a lot of training involved. For about 6 months, they learn how to fight the flames and win. Most volunteers put in about 10 or more hours a week. For many, it's a second job. That sometimes makes rallying the troops difficult.
It's tougher to get a full turnout during the day than it would be at night. If the same fire happened around 8 o'clock at night, you'd have a lot more people from the home department.
Putting out this fire is all in a day's work for these volunteers. It's what they don't get paid to do. April LaMonica, WICZ, NewsTeam 40, Vestal.